Hello, and welcome. Good morning, evening, afternoon, depending what time you watch. I know it plays usually in the morning, but this is Jolene with a Jewel Design, and I'm here today with a last bit of information, last bit of ephemera for the Tall Skinny Journal. Here, the Tall Skinny, it's about 4 inches by, the cover's good size, but cover is a little over 11 inches. The inside is 4 1/4, 4 1/2. Or actually, the cover is, with pages that range in that same combination, 4 1/4 up to 4 1/2 inches wide. This baby is almost done, as we finish a few more pieces of ephemera that we can stick inside. And then, if you see this again, it'll be right as we do a flip through for it, as I put it up for sale. I haven't decided how to finish the front, and that will be the, I guess, surprising factor when you see it during its flip through. But I have 3 more pockets that I need to fill, and I was trying to figure out what to put in them. I knew I needed to do some kind of journal cards, and I saw Ruby and Pearl, Heather, had put up, she had done a quick video on using the brown paper bag, or some of this nature. It looks like she embossed it. She did a rip pocket tuck where you can put a journal card into it and probably glued it, so you could glue it down as you saw fit to make continuous pockets. But it gave me the idea, since I put this aside, I thought I was going to make something else out of it, and realized I can't make a cover out of this, it's too thin, that we were going to sort of make our own journal cards. And I think she had some cabinet cards. My mom over at Lorette Chandler, Vintage Paper Girl, she had some linen printed vintage florals printed on cards, and did the same thing this yesterday morning. So, like, we're just running with the concepts. So I thought I would take all the pieces I showed last night that are now in the new Cherry Blossom Embellishment kit set that went up at my shop, the words, some stackable butterflies, and the Fussy cuts, and we would sort of put them to good use, make some last minute journal cards. We're going to back them with this paper that's going to sort of rip around as a border, uneven, tweaky, and then we're going to stuff them in to the last pockets, using this as sort of our writing paper on the back. Even though there's nothing wrong with this parchment paper to write on, I want to make them a little longer, and maybe not so much perfectly square. So we have some odd spots I want to fill in and make good use of. So here we go. We're using everything. Why not? Where to start? One, we need to stress some backings, then we'll start adding in the layers, and we're just going to keep working our way through this and see how quickly we can get this done. So I'm going to try not to mess up my preemptive work here. I did cut out all of my goodies so that I knew what I wanted to use, so there wasn't too much hemming and hawing, because we know how well that goes. Now this one is definitely on the bottom, because this is going to be the one that we're going to put up into a tuck, up into a corner tuck, and so I want to make sure that the butterflies did not get squished. So why not, right? So I am going through my sponges. I'm not sure about you guys. I have a feeling, I'm going through my sponges like there's no tomorrow. I have a feeling it has to do with the fact that I do not get enough ink on my sponges, because I'm a little too worried about getting too dark. And then, so I end up, like, obliterating my sponges. I really think that's the case. Now, I'm only going to do the front, because we know we're going to glue down the back. And that's definitely darker than it has been, but that's okay. Oh, my goodness. So how are all of you? I know, let's see, I did a video last Friday. I did one last night for just a reveal of this cute little kit. This cute little embellishment kit. I didn't do any real ephemera for the Zen Garden Cherry Blossom papers. I just did a good chunk of papers for you guys. I made some ephemera for me to help. Oh, sorry, my daughter. I heard a noise. I was like, make sure that was not a bad thing. Anyway, I made some ephemera for me, and I did give some of that away if you are a Buy Me a Coffee kit member this month of April. Anytime in April, you can sign up and become a member at my Buy Me a Coffee, which is down below in the link. You can click on my membership link in my description here on all my YouTubes, and you click on that and become a monthly member, $5, really easy. I think it's a Love It member, and you get freebies from me every month. And so this month I gave a 4-page ephemera kit of some pretties that, you know, I used, that I shared with my members. Otherwise, I haven't done a whole lot for this, and that's okay. Now, this one, I know that I want bottom and top, go to the edge, put the words here, and we'll put the butterflies up here. So I got to keep all of that in mind. I wonder... I feel like we should do this in sections, and I feel like I need to prep everything. I don't know what to do first. Eek! I know we want a little bit of... I guess we'll prep everything. We'll sort of make sure everything's good, because you know me, if you've watched me quite often, I get excited, I get going, and I forget to distress the little stuff. These have a sort of a dark grayish brown cornering to them. So sometimes it's nice to add a little bit more brown with the distress. And every printer's a little different on how it views it. Oh, I can't believe it, guys. I mean, we're, 18th of April. It's pretty much, we're past the halfway mark in April already. I was just telling my girls that they have 37 days of school left. 37. And a chunk of those, like 9 of those days are half days. Or short days. I shouldn't say half days, they're short days. Which is weird enough for our thing. And they're half days. And, I said, well, you got 37 days, 9 of them are half days. The last 3 are end of the school year, so now those are, toast. For my daughter, it's, the oldest, of course, it's her finals, and the youngest, it's just, they're fluff. They really are. I think the third to the end of the last day is like a talent show at the elementary schools. Now I am leaving my cute little, on most of these I'm leaving the cute little antennas. I think everything I'm doing with this today, I'll show you, is going to leave the antennas. That I might do, I don't want to do green on green, but maybe we'll do antique. I'm trying to decide which ones I want to do which with. I put pink on that one, definitely. This one I think is a little lighter. I might be able to get away with a little bit of antique. And the other one, that's pink too. I don't know. We're going to layer these up. I love the fact they're stacked. They are still stackable in their own right. We're going to just do a little bit of, give those a little bit of, poor guys a little help. There we go. This one we're going to stack it to where the green is like a second upper angel wing. This one we're going to cut out the little greens and glue them down just at an angle. And this one, we're going to glue, the little guy right to where you have a bigger set of wings behind it. So, anyway, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that one. Let's see, only other one that I want. Oh, no, this one is pink. So anyway, so yeah, one has finals, and one has, she's still telling the elementary schools where they take on some of the older kids, because our junior highs are full. And last time I checked, I don't know, I guess they did it last year. Yeah, no, they did the auditions already. They were doing the auditions this week or next week for whether or not you could be on the talent show. There's a talent show, lip syncing pretty much and dancing and whatever. They are doing that. Like, it's usually we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I know Mondays. That's what that's going to be, is a talent show day for sure. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. And then Tuesday and Wednesday are like parties and play. Like the younger kids get to do fun days and yearbooks if there's yearbooks. And I never did see a yearbook, whatever, but that's okay. 6th grade, I'm like, I don't know. My daughter I don't even know what we did. We did the, I think we did a 6th grade yearbook and maybe a 7th grade, but she had most of the school year together. But 8th grade, we didn't even bother. I was like, no, I am so sorry, honey, but I owe you books for sure, all high school. Like, we'll get a high school yearbooks, but I am not worrying about it. So she got a freshman one, and she'll get her sophomore one's already ordered. But so I don't think anybody's even offered to even organize the whole yearbook thing at the elementary school this year. I have no clue. Really haven't participated because I know it was just a 1-year deal. She'll be on to the junior high next year, and I'll have to debate how much I want to be involved. First year, I might. Second year, though, I have to be probably back at work unless I get some bee in my bonnet and get going with this whole business here that I'm doing. I'm not making enough right now to make up money. Insurance is killing me right now. Health insurance is just killing me. And by the time we hit the senior year and 8th grade year, my oldest her money will go directly to her for survival benefits. So she's being smart. And she's like, yeah, no, Mom, let's put it aside. Let's use it towards room and board. I really want to be in San Francisco my first year in college at the art school. So I'm like, okay, well, we're going to have to stack everything we can aside for that. So I can get through the tuition, but room and board is sort of, it's been a little questionable. So she's okay, Mom, well, can we put the money aside then for comes to me, can we put it aside for that? And I said, yeah, let's go for it. So, okay. Everything is, that is okay. Yeah. Make sure that was a clear and not a white. I'd just die if I went to put a white sticker down right now. And I did do these on, like I talked about, a transparent vinyl clear sticker sheet. It does say vinyl sticker sheet by Uni Ink, Uniflex, Uni something. I think it's Uni Ink it. And they have, you know, inkjet paper. Oh my gosh, I got stuff on it. I'm trying. I have botched these. I thought it'd be cute. I'll go long. And these nails have taken a beating between crafting and yard work. Oh, yeah, no. Okay. Speaking of which, I've got yard guys came in to give me a quote today so I could get my front yard redone. Over the weekend, my dad and our wonderful neighbor came and looked to get the measurements and stuff for the deck and the attic. We're going to put an attic ladder in so me and my dad can do what we need to do to start putting boxes of the kids' goodies up into the attic, because I am running out of space and my daughter is cleaning out her room faster than she can, and not all of it is going to be given away. Some things she barely touched, and it's like, well, if they'll survive, I want to give them the option of hand-me-downs, and if not, then maybe I'll have some of this stuff will have some worth later down the line, and we can sell it. If not, we'll give it away, you know, to neighborhood kids or whatever. But right now, I'm not in the mood to go giving away hundreds of, feels like thousands of dollars, of toys that she barely touched. All right, are we still in? Let's make sure. Okay, you're going to see that shine and that bounce. I want to touch it here and here. We're going to put a butterfly up here, and we're going to put a word over here. So I'm keeping in mind where I put it. And because it's a parchment-like cardstock, it really hides what I didn't cut off pretty well. I'm really stoked about that. All right, so there's our Serenity. Now this one's going to go up a little higher because we're going to put everything on the bottom, side and bottom, because I want this one to tuck up and I don't want to destroy my poor butterfly. These are stackable, and I do sort of bend the top one in so that I'm really just gluing down edges and bodies. I don't glue down the top wings to the bottom wings. Not completely. Very little of it gets glued down. So, you know, there we go. I watch Lorette do that quite often with her own butterfly cutouts on all the different papers, and she would stack them and she'd layer them, and we put you know, I watch her put, and I've done it too. Oh no. Oof. Okay. Pearls and goodies and stuff like that, which we might do still. Anyway, and watched her layer them up, and I went, oh, so I created that spring kit 2 years ago. And, well, this one is sort of the opposite. This one will be, ooh, what did I say? We're going to move it over because we're going to put word over here, I think, this time. Word here, and we're going to put butterflies up here. So we want to sort of drop this down here. It's a little off on the green. Some of these greens are great, and some of them are a little off. In what I did. I tweaked it when I was working on them, of course, but now it's like, not so much. And I'm not so sure I like this. The stick is bugging me. I think I trimmed them off pretty good when I was doing my thing, and it just depends whether or not I wanted to keep it, depending what I was doing with it. So yeah, we have the attic going, and we have, oh goodness, we could totally change gears here. Oh my gosh, careful. Because I took that off now. I can still put the butterfly in that corner. Oh, let's do that. But I didn't want to lose the, oh, we'll make it work. Okay. I'm like, nope, changed again. I know. Constantly changing. So yeah, I have my dad working on helping me with the attic ladder, and then they'll move on to the deck if I can get some boys from my husband's work. I call them boys because, you know, they're not, like I said, one's my age and one's younger. They'll come helping me do some demo and some, you know, tear down. Then we'll start working on getting that taken care of. So I have hundreds of projects about to start before I know it. So what are you guys up to? It is spring. I know some areas in odd spots. My aunt in Kansas went from 80 to 50 degrees. I watched another gentleman on Instagram, and he went from everything is melted, look and tell it's all brown, to wait a minute, it's raining, and the next morning it was snow on the ground. He does his morning hello greeting, and there was snow behind him, and he's like, we got snow again. Yeah, it was sort of funny. We're like, no. why do you have snow behind you? We were all a little confused. He's like, yeah, that rain yesterday? Yeah. It didn't hold. Or it didn't stay rain, I guess. So I guess parts of US are getting a second burst of, weird, but getting a second burst. I guess I'll leave it there. Of winter? I don't know. I mean, right now we're doing okay. It's been 60. It's not been super warm, but by this weekend we're looking at 79, 80. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, at the end of this time last year, end of April, we literally hit 90 degrees. Last weekend in April, and we had 90. And we're like, what is this? Or mid 80s. It was warm. Way too warm for the end of April. About died. I was like, what is wrong with this? After that, I didn't really notice. We were either in Arizona, which is always hot. Doesn't really matter. Or in San Francisco, where it's always cold. Not cold, but cool and foggy and, you know, if it was foggy in San Francisco, then I knew it had to have been warm on my neck of the woods at home because, you know, it's the only reason that brings the fog in, right? Fog comes in when it's warm inland, so. Okay, so like this case, I probably will glue down the antennas and I will glue down the base, but I'm going to leave the rest up as just sort of filtered, cute. And you can use a ruler and you can use other things. But now these I know are two different sizes and that seems odd. But you can lay one over the other. And I noticed in either one of my floral ones, it does hide a majority of the other body. So depending what you're doing, you won't even realize that there's two brown bodies. Not huge. But see, look, there you go. I always press in a little bit before I start. Sort of bend it like you're scoring it. And isn't that cute? And I know in the glare, you're seeing the vinyl. So there's a glare. But also get to see, sort of looking up in the camera. Woohoo! Right? All right. So that base is done, and we're gonna back it with that. We're gonna rip it, tear it, sort of back it a little up haphazardly, and we're gonna have this lovely card that's gonna give it some oomph. But you know, I did not get a chance to watch both either Ruby or my mom yet. Bad me, right? Been busy being adulting and getting tiny little moments of creativity. I know they use the bags, I think, you know, to make a pocket that's on the edges. They folded at the bottom, they folded in the sides, tiny little ledges to stick the card into, and they were embellished. And then you could, this paper, you could probably glue down the same corners and tuck something behind it. As usual, glue the three sides. You could tuck something down behind it, and then you would let your journal card lay in that folded area. So if you want to know more where that sort of gave me a little bit of the idea, you folded it up and you just sort of stuck your card in there. Go look at Lorette Chandler, who's Vintage Paper Girl, or Heather at Ruby and Pearl. And they have a totally different rendition of this, right? I didn't have cards for that kind of floral cabinet card for these guys. And so for me, you know, I am making my own using the pieces from my ephemera kit. Or my, not my ephemera kit, but my embellishment kit. And I was, like I said, I just needed the pieces anyway, and so I decided I was going to give them to you. Now, the fun thing is, that I'm debating on right now, that's why I'm doing it in pencil, is to, like with any good cabinet card, there's usually some lines in there. And I'm debating on whether or not to do a faux ness to it and sort of create that indent or that border feel. And it doesn't have to be all the way around. Like, it doesn't have to be perfectly all the way around, which is why I'm doing a pencil. But I like the idea of a little bit of a border. And I could do it in brown. I have a brown pen if I wanted to try to do it. And the nice thing is they're erasable underneath it. So even if I just lightly did it, the problem is that once I do the lines, though, they're sort of sketchy. And you know, technically there'd be lines back here, but I'm freeballing it. Right. Isn't that sort of cute, though? I sort of like it. I'm not going to do it over here where it would be underneath. It's more like, it looks like the flower is sort of blocking that line. But then you go back. For me, let's see if this works. Yep, okay. I can erase the pencil lines. Because I don't do well freestyling anything. I always change my mind. I mishap. Wish that wasn't quite as messy, but you know, I can always make the other side a little. I can do this a little bit differently, so I'm just, you know, it's like doing constant sketch marks, sketch lines when I'm doing it. I haven't really used my artistic flair very much anymore. I don't use it very often. There we go. A little messy, a little long. Not perfect, but that's... May not do it all of them, but I do like the possibility. I do like that. So, we're going to put the brown behind it. It has some playing card, cabinet card feel. I like that. It's just cute. Alright, one down, one to go. Not sure about all of them. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful if I do them on the other ones. Now this one, because I want the bottom a little longer, we're going to make the brown a little longer, and we're going to put lace on the bottom of it, but we need to get the rest inside. Oh, so school is going to come to a grinding halt before we know it, and summer is going to fly by. I'm afraid we have all these little appointments the 1st to like the 20th of June, so I can't make any real plans with the girls until afterwards, which is sort of a bummer. And doctor's appointments and things that we got to get caught up on, and everybody's not available till June, and I was like, oh my god. I'm like, really? I want this overlay a little bit. I want the card to be long. Longer, because it is going tucked in. So we have a little bit more room. And let's get the proper goodies out. So do you guys have any projects? So yeah, as I was saying, so I've got projects going because we finally sort of have spring here. It's been sort of cool, but we have a potential of some heat. Other places around the U.S. look like they're getting a little bout of winter. So do you have any spring projects going on? Do we have anything like fantastic going on? Renovations? I mean, I know a lot of us cleaned out our studios at the beginning of the year because it was, you know, we're hibernating, why not? But yeah, do we have anything good going on? Do we have any outdoor stuff going on? Are we revamping patios, which I did clean up mine this weekend? Are we, you know, I don't know, rebuilding anything? Reworking something? Anything? Anything exciting, anyone? Anybody? Anyone? Let me know. Oh, did you put it on top of that? I think you lose all of our pretty... I don't think I want to do that. I was going to, but now I'm not so sure. I'll leave that for something else. Alright, so I think we're going to eyeball this according to how long I go the brown on the bottom, and we'll put those two together. But what I can do... in the meantime, again, we want to, I'm just putting my thumb here and I'm just sort of, you know, creating a little score spot so that they sort of wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. What I probably will do though is just do a little glue and start the process of getting them together so that, I have what I want where I want it. Now that one does show the bottom a little bit because the cutting isn't the same. And my cutting isn't always great. It's okay. There we go. Again, we got that going so I can see them underneath if I wanted to. But otherwise we do have just sort of that pretty second upper wing look going. Okay, so we'll do that when I think I feel comfortable with it. I don't think I'll do any of that with it. Maybe just two of them. These two are going almost back to back or side to side, back to back, I guess, in its nature. We're going to do sort of like we did with the other one, so maybe it will be a duplicate, but I don't want it to be like a certain way. I think we're going to put these guys up here, and we're going to put, I'm going to do this one different. I'm going to actually remove the middle of that one, and we're going to put a little green guy right in there. This is only when the only difference is when you flip these around. Yeah, the green. Oh, I got a, I don't think I have anything to get rid of that. Sorry, I realized I got pink. I got the pink ink on his body. I'm like, what's wrong with his body? It's sort of dark. I mean, sort of white. This body doesn't cover that one very well. So if you're going to layer them, there is a little bit of more removing the body and regluing the wings where you want them. We'll try that. So what projects are you working on outside? Is spring finally sprung, and are we ready to enjoy that? If not, that's okay. What what are we up to? What projects are we working on? No one's really told me too much what they're working on. I mean, at least graphic-wise, I think everybody's just enjoying life right now. But now, the only thing with this one is I do still want that feel and look, though, as if it is going to bend a little bit. So I'm just using my pliers to give me a sort of a shelf, a little inner lip. And it's not great, and it's not a lot. But I'm just sort of grabbing the end where I think as much as I want and sort of, bending it up and hoping it's going to give me enough to glue onto and give me some flappy flap wings. Doesn't mean I won't press them back down, but my head's in the way. Sorry about that, guys. I just hope they will line up enough. I still want to be able to see, what's behind them. But I also want that pretty little hint of, look, I didn't even put it upside down. Isn't that great? Oh, I know, I'm guessing here. I think, yeah, I didn't even put them upside down. Woohoo. Am I in picture? Barely. Get this. And I seem to be off on my spacing tonight. Did okay in my reveal, but the coloring was off. Something shifted in my phone again, I swear, every time. Alright, let's see here. We're going to press down my little ledge. Hope it's enough. If not, we're going to make it a little bit more. I mean, I can always just sit here and do this and then, fold up against it. If it stays put and doesn't move, yeah. Alright, there we go. Maybe I don't want it to stick up where I can feel that. That's not great. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's definitely personality, and it's super cute. This was pink, which I'm having a hard time seeing that for some reason. I know I inked it, but this top corner has an issue. I see white. What I think I'm going to do is, it is, spun sugar. It is pale. But I do want a little bit more antique on the, there we go. On the wings, not the wings, but on the, there we go. It's alright, a little bit of everything is not bad, right? There we go. Isn't that cute? I'm loving it. I'm loving the color combos, who knew? Right? Love how they're sort of sticking up. Giving us some personality. But we will glue, let's see. Yeah, I want to make sure that in this case, the antennas are on a card so they don't get ripped off. They don't get caught or ripped off. They get really mad when you do that. I actually found a big old bumblebee dead in my garden. It's like, oh, big old black ones. They love my wisteria. Like there's no tomorrow. But I found it actually in one of my out front plants. I don't know which one. The bumblebees and carpenter bees like my lavender. I think I've seen the black bees there too. So it's going off the page. I'm not going to worry about that. So I'll take the glue off of it. Alright. Almost done, guys. Haha. I say that. And, But how long is it taking me? Yeah, 28 minutes. Pfft. I do want to get this finished. Okay, let's get this last one finished. The last concept finished. And let's see if we can speed this up. I don't think so. This one just happened to have 3 corners. I could go here and sort of go out here, but I don't know. I'll go back and do it. You'll see it on the flip if I decide it is necessary. Let's do this. Now the nice thing about these is packing paper. It is perforated, and I wonder if all 3 will fit on one page. For us to not start anew. I do not mind off-centered stuff. Okay. So we know we need. Now the goal would be, do I make it off-centered? Do I make it fit? And this tear areas accordingly. Which I think is what's going to... Ooh, that's right. Picking up my cards. Go here and go a little longer. But this is going to be ripply. So I don't think I can go too far longer than before. But the goal is not to get too wide. Because I really don't want, that look either. So, I'm going to rip across the top. Maybe. It's really thin paper. Ooh, alright. I did, in preparing of this, go ahead, smartly, and brought my water pen so that we can maybe, I thought if it was wet, there we go. I just gotta get started. Yeah, it's really slippery. Who knew? I don't know this stuff was so slippery. I want that rip look, and it dries really fast. Alright then. I wanted that ripped look. I wanted the tear. There we go. Well enough, I guess. Ugh, my goodness. I don't mind some imperfections here, people, but must have a spot here that's not flat enough. I think the only reason these don't work is when you cannot press down hard enough to get it to hold. Like if this bow starts bowing at all, forget it. Alright, so we got the top, and then each one will sort of get, you know. So I could glue it, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to tear it naturally alongside it. So that way, just like that, we can have what we want. Let's do that. Sort of like Lorette's clusters, where she'll do the clusters on the big pieces of paper, and then she cuts and tears around each cluster, you know, the backing, to get a nice, you know, back ripped page. I don't know if she's done. She hasn't. I know she was showing them off the other day, but I don't think she's opened them up yet to put them in her little book. So, I like the idea of them being here. That the wings are still on the paper, so they don't get bunched. I didn't glue them down quite. I think we'll do each. Well, I was gonna glue each one and then tear it, but I'm a little worried to do that. Because if I tear it once and I'm done, right? I can sort of tear it once and be done. I don't know if I want that much. No, we're going to top it under. Yeah, no point. There's nothing to waste. I just can't. I'm like, let's not worry about it. Well, we'll be here a month of Sundays, and that was not the point. But this should be the last of the ephemera, my skinny journal, my personal journal. 2 journals in 1 month isn't too bad, and I think we're even going to get another one started since we still have 2 weeks of April left. We're going to do a purple fabric tab journal. Totally gusted off of Rhoda 6666. She did a beautiful tab journal. I know she's got more another one I think going to go soon. And so I want to sort of mimic what she did and do my own version. It's going to be a great purple, I think, idea book. I'm going to go through and sort of watch everybody's old videos and redo some things in my family, learn it, using what I have for a purple journal, learning how to do some stuff to help expand on my ephemera making, because it's been a while. Now this one I can do closer together because it is definitely, you know, we don't have this upper lower. Okay. So I definitely want to make an idea book, and I definitely want to, I know the top's pretty perfect, but I definitely didn't want the bottoms to be perfect, or the rest of the outsides to be perfect. I just sort of wanted to, I say that and then I'm like, alright. I just wanted to sort of do that, and we'll maybe distress it a little bit. And, you know, there we go. It's a nice little back, and it's totally, oops, careful. Yeah, totally glued on to where, yeah, you'll have to flatten it a little bit when you go to, make sure it's all glued on there. I didn't think about that. But it lets you have some writing space on the back. Nice dark pen. You should be good to go. I'll make sure all the corners, but there we go, see? I like you. Let's see what the distress does on it. This was, yeah, I mean, it's not her pocketed book page pocket, you know, with card. I didn't make any pockets. I just used the same material to sort of back it and give you a nice little rough, hand-torn, you know, border backed, whatever ordeal. I don't know. Have no idea. It's just the journal cards with book pages on the back. Not book pages, with the paper bag backing. Or packaging, actually. I mean, we are using, it's not so much junk mail, it's our actual mail. Like, it's our packages. All of our packages now come with this brown stuff in it. Amazon, Friends, I mean, more and more companies are using the brown stuff, which is great because half of it's perforated, like I said. And I can pick and choose the pages, so there we go. I think that's cool. I hope you guys like that. It's my idea, it's my take, but totally inspired by Heather. I saw what she was doing and was like, that's it, I know what I'm going to do now. Because I couldn't figure out for the life of me what to do. So I am very stoked that she shared that lovely idea, and, you know, it sparked more scraps. Oh, God. I did one scrappy roll. One scrap page. And I don't know what the point of that was, because I'm right back to the beginning, and I swear I have just as many scraps as I started with. There we go. We'll figure out what to do. Now they are bending a little bit, I noticed, with everything. So there you go, guys. We'll call it paper packaging, you know, floral cabinet card, journal cards. Way too long for a title. Oh my gosh. Using up the junk, using up the packaging, using what you have, right? I have a kit, and I have some sort of short but taller on the edges. Each one's different. The nice part is each one is different. And this one is shorter, the other one's bigger. And they're going on opposite sides of each other. There we go. Okay. So these two are going in two separate, the Rita Donnelly, flips. These guys are going to fill that spot. Thank you, Rhoda, for reminding me, because I couldn't for the life of me remember Rita's first and last name. Gail does them all the time. So I got the idea. I used to make them. I've been even known to give you guys graphics to do just that with it. I haven't done that in forever. Ta-da! There we go. I wanted some length on it, but not extremely a long amount. But I'll give you that tab or feel to maybe grab them and, yeah, but yeah, I think I'm just too, I don't get enough ink on my sponges, and then I end up like obliterating them, trying to get every last ounce of ink off of them. I don't know why. I do that with paint, I do that with everything. Alright, one more. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and so if we go down here a little bit, it gives you just that longer, and you just can grab it and put it up. Adorable. Okay, we're gonna glue down most of the green butterfly. A little bit of the body, maybe. So we want. Ugh! Okay, right about in there. We'll do that. We'll do the body on the bottom. Oh, that's right. This is lace. Oof, this is going to be an issue. We're going to hold it and try to warm it up. Oh, it was great on the paper, but I forgot that we have lace right there. Probably should use a little fabric tack. If it looks like it's not going to stay like I'm noticing up here, I can try to shove. Now, of course, if it doesn't completely stick to the paper again because of the fact that there's... Hold on. If I can get some glue underneath the lace, then it might push through up into the there we go. Press down because the lace is definitely open, and we'll do it that way. That does not. Nope, that's not going. I wonder if I swapped those backs at one point. Oopsie, no. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna show you where I put them in the book, and I think we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done. We're gonna be done. We're gonna be done. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me and hanging out with me and going through the ride. Because it's always a ride. It's always a journey, isn't it? But we're putting these cute little guys together. This is going to go right up here, which is why I didn't want it to go. And look, it just fits. Whew, that's a tighter pocket than it looks. And it doesn't really... Okay, perfect. Look at that. Oh, I love it. That actually worked out better than I thought. Made this cute little thing. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my cute little reel made into a paper clip. I just used double-sided book page, lace, all the fun little pieces. This was the weird ruffle off the fabric off the front, and so it sort of stayed together, and I just sort of glued it down and made the kiddos paperclip out of it. We've got the basket up there of flowers, but you can always find something to tuck in there. And you have this wonderful reflection. that just fits. I could not have done it if I tried harder. If I tried to measure it, it wouldn't have come out right. Who knew, right? And then my Rita Donnelly flips back here. I had paper left over when I was after doing the other one. And so I made these to flip up and give you more writing space. So at the same time, we are going to put the butterflies on the outside. I just happened to do that correctly too. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, look, there we go. See, they fit nicely. They fit beautifully. You can't really see the words on this one, but that's okay. But I almost thought putting that one in here first, but it goes the opposite direction. That would be so not... I mean, it would stick up a little bit. We need... Oh, see, and that one does not stick as well. Nope, my first ignition... first thing is correct. It works. Would have been better if this taller one had gone on the other side, but then it wouldn't have worked. So, nope, it is working how it's supposed to. You have two sides. You have this long one to write on. You've got this one to write on. You've got more back here. Now you can write on this. So, this 64-page journal has got 44 places to write on. Because there's a journal card, a flip, something on it to write. And there's even a few more pages within the 64 where you really could stretch it and write more. But that's up to you. So I know there's a definite 44 pages to write on. And if there's nothing to write on it, there, you know, if you can't, if I blocked it for some reason, you've got a journal card. You have tags and journal cards to extend it to where you have more writing space. You know, you have pages and stuff to write on in 44 different pages. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, I love that. Do you see that? Isn't that just cute how it fits in there? Just right. Oh, I'm so happy. So thank you for joining, liking, loving, commenting, following along, watching this, checking out the sites, checking out anybody else I happen to have linked throughout the times, because, you know, if I can share the love, I'm going to. And I will see you all very soon, hopefully with a new project. We'll start a new one at the end of the week. I don't know what yet. I don't know. It could be kind of covers. Probably tired of covers, but I love doing covers. We've got covers. We've got pages, printouts, templates. I don't know exactly. We're going to figure it out. And let alone the fact I'll do a flip through on this sucker. As soon as I feel the cover is as good as it's going to get, then I will do a flip through and put it up for sale. So thank you all so very much for joining, liking, and loving. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.